The latest episode of Dandadan is insanely controversial. It's time for the latest news out of Japan. We're pretty sure when Attack on Titan ended, many anime fans thought they were done with seeing supernatural beings have intense battles while completely naked. But if you've seen the latest episode of Dandadan, you know that the ever-generous world of anime manga isn't calming down anytime soon when it comes to crazy sequences. The 9th episode of Dandadan, titled Merge, Super Dover Demon Nessie, aired on Thursday, November 28th, and it's no surprise that it's the talk of the town due to how insane it was. It was an episode that focused on Okuran, Aira, and Momo fighting against 3 Serpos, a punchy gig worker Dover demon named Mr. Mantis, and the kaiju-inspired Nessie. While this episode did establish Aira as a new pivotal character and the 3rd member of this new shonen battle trio, it also broke the internet by adapting a scene in the manga that's regarded by many as the most controversial scene in the series. If you've been on the internet for a week now, you've probably seen jokes from manga fans about how Dandadan fans were gonna defend it with their lives this week. And oh boy, are they sweating on the battlefield right now. But before diving into that hot sauce of controversy, let's look at what happened in this episode. Episode 9 of Dandadan continues right where the previous episode left off, with Okarun shocked by Aira Shiratori's abilities. The Serpoians quickly realize Aira's powers and engage her while Okarun searches for new clothes. Aira demonstrates impressive agility, dodging the Boxer aliens' attacks and attempting to overpower the Serpoians. However, their abilities prove too much, forcing her to focus on the Boxer alien instead. During the fight, Okarun accidentally takes a punch from the Boxer, showcasing its immense strength. Aira eventually traps the Boxer alien, but struggles against the Serpoians and their combined efforts. Just as things look dire, a still naked Okarun returns, vowing to face their enemies. He transforms into his Turbo Granny form, but the Serpoians counter by creating a space that immobilizes both Aira and Okarun. The Boxer alien begins attacking them until Okarun regains the ability to fight, thanks to Momo Ayase's timely arrival and psychic assistance. Momo expresses her jealousy over Okarun's perceived closeness with Aira, making sarcastic remarks during the fight. The Serpoians reveal that the creature Momo had encountered earlier was theirs, meant to distract her. Despite their bickering, Aira and Okarun charge the Serpoians together, but Aira's accidental use of Okarun's real name causes Momo to lose her composure. This lapse gives the Serpoians an advantage, allowing them to inject the Boxer alien with a substance that transforms it into a mantis shrimp-like creature, increasing its strength and speed. The battle becomes even more chaotic as the hallway floods with green water, revealed to be empty space transformed into a watery domain by another alien creature, dubbed Nessie by Okarun. The Serpoians insult Nessie for its ineffectiveness, provoking it to kill one of them in retaliation. Aira is struck by the mantis shrimp alien, now even stronger underwater, while Okarun struggles to adapt since his Turbo Granny form can't swim. Momo devises a rescue plan for Aira, but tensions rise as she accuses Okarun of complicating the situation. He defends himself, emphasizing his honesty and concern for her feelings. Their heated exchange is cut short when they are attacked and forced underwater. Momo uses her psychic powers to propel Okarun while physically clinging to him, allowing them to gain enough momentum to save Aira and escape. Meanwhile, Nessie merges with the surviving Serpoians using a body cable, creating a powerful new foe. The merged Nessie possesses both offensive and defensive capabilities, leaving Momo, Okarun, and Aira struggling to land effective hits. Momo takes inspiration from Okarun's words and devises a plan to exploit the merged Nessie's weaknesses. She uses her psychic powers to remove the water surrounding Nessie, forcing it to destroy its own arms with an overly powerful punch. In a climactic moment, Nessie captures Momo in its mouth, but Aira intervenes in her silky form, holding Nessie in place. Momo clears the remaining water, giving Okarun the opportunity to launch a full power attack that defeats Nessie and rescues Momo. As the empty space disappears, the group finds themselves back in reality, drenched and humiliated. Okarun is completely nude, while Momo and Aira are left in their underwear, much to their embarrassment. To make matters worse, their classmates witness the scene, prompting the trio to flee flee in panic, screaming as the episode ends. So, in case it wasn't clear, the big scene that lit a fire in the anime space is the scene after Okurun and Momo defeated the aliens and were lying naked on top of each other. And yes, the reason it's so crazy is the fact that they're underage. But what makes the scene even wilder was how it was made to look they were doing the deed, with Momo saying the words, "Thank you for being so hard," in that interesting position. If China couldn't handle cleavages, cigarettes, and all the stuff from earlier in the series, you can only imagine how insane the censoring for this scene would be over there. They could just blur the entire episode, or not even air it at all. What's funny is that the fact that the scene is more insane when you know less about what happened in the build-up, and it's no surprise that anime fans are now hilariously making jokes and memes pointing out what a crazy out-of-context clip this is. Others are making amusing comparisons to the iconic Titans running scene from Attack on Titan, and all of this is fitting because that scene was intended to be a comedy. However, several fans took it very seriously and have begun expressing their disdain towards the episode or the series in general. Anime fans are making another garbage fan service anime popular, but this time they are being hypercritical too. They have no problem with the constant underage sexualization in Dandadan, yet somehow they criticize other animes all the time. These were the words of a would-be online critic who despised the episode after this scene, and many fans actually have a similar opinion. Some are calling Dandadan a series for PDFs, while others are saying it's a sign of regression in this current era of anime. Some fans even confess that they were desperately hoping for the scene to get altered or cut out completely. These people are now directly attacking Dandadan fans, as one of them said, "Everyone who hated Fire Force and now defending Dandadan is a hypocrite." So we can see that the annoyance by some of these fans doesn't just stem from the fact that the episode hinted adult stuff with underage characters, but also that the anime is popular and beloved despite the uncanny humor by people who called out other animes for similarly controversial content. But was the scene really that bad? I mean, anyone who's familiar with anime knows that we've seen scenes from other anime that were a lot more unhinged, and some of them even garnered a bit of controversy in their own right. Just last year, during the Shibuya arc of Jujutsu Kaisen, there was a little scene with Mei and her little brother Wee Wee that fans called out as a representation of incest and grooming. Asides that, let's not forget the whole Hisoka thing in Hunter x Hunter, the uproar that the first episode of Goblin Slayer brought, and several scenes from Sword Art Online that went a bit too far. And don't even get us started on the ecchi genre, where we've seen shows like Redo of Healer, interspecies reviewers, and gushing over magical girls across every line imaginable when it comes to showing adult stuff on TV. Compared to all that, the scene from Dandadan was somewhat tame, especially given the fact that it was meant to be a hilarious portrayal of the waking up in school naked nightmare that many of us had growing up. And what made it even more special and less damaging was how the studio made the scene more comedic. It's no surprise that the manga panel got heat because of how bluntly serious the panel looked. Although it was meant for comedy, the page of the manga where Okuran was on top of Momo looked very detailed and pretty intense. But Science Saru proved once again that they were the perfect studio to adapt Dandadan, as they added goofy facial expressions and their signature wacky animation to make the scene less serious and 100 times funnier than the manga. Of course, there are some fans who claim to prefer the manga version to the anime, but majority of the fans on the internet are calling this a perfect adaptation and recognize how the studio made the scene a lot more better and more hilarious than the manga. I love that the scene looks so goofy. Perfect choice from Science Saru. This is a perfect adaptation so far. I'm so happy as a Dandadan fan. These were the words of a fan who was satisfied with the scene in the anime, and many fans shared similarly positive thoughts about the episode, even creating a new edited image of Okuran saying, "Absolute Dandadan," like Martin Scorsese, to hype up more interesting scenes like this. Well, things are looking to get even more heated in the Dandadan community, as fans are anticipating the arrival of one of the wildest characters in the series next week. In other news, Netflix is going after leakers.